Welcome back to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Hope you're doing well out there. Today is July 3rd, 2020, and I'm going to a little blast from the past here. This is a Chelsea Cain series called Man-Eaters, and what I'm going to do here is we're going to take a look at probably one of the cringiest, weirdest, unsettling comics that I think I've ever seen. And it's not even really a comic on top of that. This is a comic that actually made me stop 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 having them pull it at the comic store. And it's kind of a long story on that as well. But just to give you a little history on it, Man-Eaters 1 came out and sold pretty well. It got a lot of press on it when it first came out. It is a very feminist leaning book, and here I got a copy of it here so you can take a look at that to prove that I did buy it, that I did read it. And actually I was okay with the story. It was kind of interesting. I mean, it's a story of when girls turned puberty, there was a very good chance that they would turn into these man-eating cats, and hence the name Man-Eaters. And the dialogue, it was pretty kind of dopey. It was pretty well drawn. I mean, it was well put together, and I think that a lot of people roasted it on their reviews, basically just because of the feminist angle to it. I was looking more at the story angle, and I thought the story had a chance. So I bought into it and had it put in my poll. And that came out in September of 2018, which is the same month that I started having eye issues. So basically what ended up having with these eye issues, I'm still having them, but I had a pretty big poll list back then, and it was getting more and more difficult for me to read. And so I was getting very, very far behind on my books. And so I tried to keep up as best as possible. That's why you're seeing a lot of books right now that I'm reviewing that are a little bit older, because I just had such a backlog and I had to start cutting stuff off, so to speak. But I just want to show you what kind of happened with this book as far as the shipping numbers. Let's get in here. I can't really see it on the camera, if you can see it okay. Issue number 1 did about 18,500 units shipped. The following month, it dropped down to 11.5 thousand, and that's not bad. Sometimes they go half, so this was about 2/3 stayed with the book, nearly 2/3. Then after issue 2, we see a big drop where it is suddenly more than half of what the first issue was, and I think I can kind of explain to you why that is. This is issue 2, and it's got basically a tampon on it. So the people that probably had this on their poll box took one look at this and said, I'm out. So maybe they didn't buy it. I don't know. I always feel like if it's on my poll list, I'm obligated to buy it. Otherwise, the comic store eats the comic, and I don't want to put them in that type of predicament. So I figure if I've say it's on my poll list and it comes in, I'm not going to reject it. It's one thing if they pull it for me that I didn't ask for it, but in this case it was on my poll list. So it drops down to 8.8, almost 9,000, but it's still under half now. And what we see over these came out almost monthly except for 1 month. It was a month gap. But what we see is there's a steady decline, 8.8, 8.7, 7.8, 7.5, 7.4, 7.3, 7.0, 6.6, 6.2. The final issue bumped up a bit, and I think that might have been people wanting to see what the conclusion of the story was, so maybe a few more people came back. I don't know, but let's take a look through some of the other covers. This was number 3. And again, they have the tampon on there. I don't know. And the story got more watered down as it went along, I found. Cat fight. So this cover looks all right. Nothing too crazy about it. And then they call this the winter issue. A Boy's Guide to Dangerous Cats was the name of that one, the subtitle. And just man-eaters and just blood and a bloody paw. Nothing too controversial about that. Number 6. Okay, here's the women's agenda. This whole thing is just creepy. I think there were a lot of women that were turned off by it. In fact, I saw a couple of videos of the SJW crowd actually turning on Chelsea Cain, not so much for the whole menstruation sub-theme that was going on here, but because she didn't include any transgender in it. Here's issue 7, and it's just colored hair. Nothing really spectacular on it. And there were variant covers too, but I did not get any of those. So I ended up catching up on there. But issue 8 is the one that made me bow out completely. Okay, because it's comes off more like some weird kind of children's magazine, but it's grotesque and unsettling. And I would think that if you bought this for a young teen, 10 to 14 years old in there, that the whole idea of beginning that change in life, that physical change in life, would be very scary and very unsettling. And it is, as we know, like junior high is one of the most tough times in your life. So to put something out like this, I think is very unsettling, very not thinking. I can only imagine that Chelsea Cain has no children of her own. It's like she's got no sense. She must be childless. But what's interesting is Chelsea Cain also went to the same elementary school as I did. I attended it for 1 year up in Washington, and I saw that. I was like, what? So that was kind of strange that when I was reading her bio. But first off, it just starts off with just kind of disgusting. They're trying to make fun of it and everything, and it's just not. It's a game, a card game. Menstruation, it's not a game, and then, but here she's got playing cards for it, and then they've got this unsettling photo of a girl. I guess she's being shamed because she's having a period and she's got blood all over her arm. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this thing. But the whole thing is this book would not get the Good Housekeeping seal of approval in any means, shape, or form. We had a couple cutie pictures, and these kind of, they don't like boys. They do not like boys in this, as you'll find out if you read the series. And the main character's father is he's a policeman, but he's made out to be very, very soft. And the mother is a special agent for a group that is hunting these women that have changed into cats, and she's like a badass basically. But there's like just this crap in here. There's no real, it teaches you how to play the card game, I guess. I mean, I don't know if it's a real game or not. It's just a big turnoff. Blood sport here. There's I'm going to go through every page. I don't care if I get a copyright strike on this, if that's enough to get it. It was just bad. Combat simulation, and see, they have the 2 young girls, and then they get like an older guy for some reason, and God, it's just bad. It's just so bad. Then they've got these made up graphs in here. Pantherism is what they're calling the game over. I don't know this whole thing. And I just want to flip back here before I forget. And if you're wondering, Pantherism encourages women to leave their husbands, kill their children, practice witchcraft, destroy capitalism, and become lesbians. Whew. Okay. So that's, some kind of propaganda agenda that's running through this book. Supposed to be kind of fake. Then here's like a an up close and personal, where is Jennifer now? Is she caged and alone? This is her story. Because what they're doing is, in the story, if the girls have a propensity to turn into cats, they do put them in cages. And I don't remember if they change back or forth. It's been so long. And then here's the actual people from that fictional story. Where are they now? It's whatever. It's. And then they put ads in here. Send her to recover in style. Because menstruation is a disease like alcoholism or whatever. And then there's Estrolight, which keeps them from changing into cats, apparently, if they use it. There's a lot of thought put into this, which is kind of a waste. She had a good story, I thought, to start with, but then she's gone too far. She could have just stuck with why are the girls changing into man-eating cats at puberty? That would have been a fantastic story, I think, or got a basis for a good story. Cat calling this is just God. Who's cat calling these days? Teenagers after a football game? Come on. Okay, and then we got the, I don't know what's going on there. I think that's the main character in the book, but she's wearing the same hat. I don't even care anymore. I just kind of lost track of it. Like I said, they were just pulling it for me. I wasn't reading it. Once I saw this issue, though, I just told them to stop. Stop. And here's some more playing cards for you with doggies and corgi and panthers and some cards, hello cards. There's your middle-aged guy and a blood-spattered one because he doesn't have a partner for some reason. And then there's the partner. Yes. Very feminist. Oh boy. I don't know. I can't believe Image let this one go through. And then here we got this. This is, I think, Todd McFarlane is the president of Image. And look what they did to the Image symbol here. I don't think he knew about this. I don't think he would have let that go through. But they made the Image symbol into a tampon. That's right. That's right. So, there's that preview of the most disgusting, disconcerting, God, just think if some teen kid got a hold of this and read this, it would be I think it'd be very unsettling for them. I think they'd be, they already have so much anticipation of what's going to happen, and it's not a good anticipation. Even for boys, they go through that. They don't understand. They get excited. They're just sitting there, and all of a sudden, they had that excitement in their pants, and they were just thinking about lunch, and it just happened. So, and they're trying to hide it and everything. I remember all that. That was very, very. You didn't know when it was going to happen. It would just happen. So to address it in this manner, I think it's very strange. And like I said, the only person I saw that gave it a good review on YouTube, she was a woman. Everybody else was pretty much just attacking it, the feminist. I myself didn't discover YouTube reviews until maybe a half a year ago. And like I said, I got back into comics about 2012, and there was a shift then. And so I'm reading these comics, I'm going, wow, these aren't like what I remember, but maybe that's just how they're writing them now. And that's kind of the themes that people want, the general public want. And then I go to YouTube and I'm finding out all this other stuff now. So I know there's the SJWs versus Comicsgate going on, and it's very interesting to watch. A lot of hate going back and forth. I just want to let you know, if you are on Twitter, I would suggest that you get off of it. So quit the twit. It's nothing but a cesspool of swamp, and it kind of leads to stuff like this. Really. So This is Indie Comics Jones. Be kind to everybody. Take care of everybody. Take care of yourself. Stay in shape if you can. And we're all going to get through this. It'll be just a blip in the rearview mirror, and I'm sure in a few more months, and everything will be more than back to normal. Although we do have an election coming up. But this is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes. Thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave comments. I'm good or bad, I don't care. I just want to see if this is, if you're liking this stuff, or if you want to see something else, let me know. I know I'm late to the game, and I'm on this, and there's a lot more reviewers out there that have a lot more followers and everything, that are a lot more popular, and I kind of get pushed down. But I'm enjoying to do this, and I will continue to do this. So just let me know if there's something you want to see, basically. Okay, and that's it. Take care.